both into here. Alrighty. Okay. So, welcome. And we're going to just start right away. So, this campaign is taking place within the Mass Effect universe, which means there are nuances from the Mass Effect universe. But we're going to ignore some of that. I'm basically, because I've butchered the timeline, if you will. So, I'll start with the first things that have happened, and we'll go down to present day. There's been a lot of stuff that's happened, some of which follows the actual timeline, others diverge off into chaos. But we will start here with the Big Bang. Everyone knows Big Bang happens and yada yada yada, explosion, creation of life, thousands, millions of years afterwards. After that, we're going to start with the common history. This is the kind of history that our characters will know, as well as other people will have like general knowledge of. This is the type of things that are taught in schools and such. So, this is the pre-council area, which is from 13,000 BCE to 520 BCE. The Turians develop their civilization. The Krogans enter their nuclear age. They have global conflict with each other that then destroy their own planet and divide themselves into tribes. It is believed that at this time, one of the Mass Effect relays was sent off orbit due to a black hole forming within the galaxy that sent it off its path and is now undetectable. The Asari develop faster than light travel. They then begin to explore the entire solar system and the things around them, as well as other solar systems and other places around their solar systems. They discover the Citadel, and shortly after that time, the Solarians also discover the Citadel. Instead of going to war, they actually form diplomatic relations, and they both decide that this is where they're going to seat all governmental power for the greater galactic community. And that starts us with the Council era. We have two parts here. The first part is the formation. The Council is formed, and the seats are the Asari and the Solarians. Together they colonize the Citadel, and they establish it as a galactic hub. This also begins a period of when other races start to kind of say, hey, this is the Citadel, this is where like the seat of government for interracial diplomacy is going to happen. And so other races start to come in. First, the Voltus, which they are the first and the single reason why the entire galactic currency is credits, because they establish the entire banking system, which the galaxy has adopted as of this point when we start. After that, the Turians go on to a unification war on their own people and on other colonists that they have for other planets. They the war was successful in the fact that they did unify, and after that, they do join like the Citadel races, but they aren't at that point where they're. If you know Mass Effect, you'll know that the Turians are one of the seats of government, and they're not at that point in time yet. They will later down the road at some point, maybe. The Voltus have their first embassy, then the Batarians, then the Elcor, and the Hanar and the Quarians both gain embassies as well, around the same time that they discover the Citadel. Then comes the Rachni War. The Rachni War was fought between all of these races and the Rachni, which is a sort of bug-like race. The Solarians raise the Krogans up from their previous state of being within clans. They make them stronger and breed a lot faster, and afterwards they defeat the Rachni, and during that point, Belo Guri, a Solarian, was the first to enter into a program called the Spectres. The Spectres are elite warriors and military men who are sought by the Council. It is a very selective process, and they are basically the Council's like right-hand man in terms of doing stuff that they need to have done. So now we're going to go on to Earth's alternate history, because Earth is a lot different than it would have been. During the Rachni War, the Asari had I'm going to call it a research station on Mars, discovering what they found to be remains of an ancient civilization. However, whilst they were trying to leave the system, the Rachni destroyed their ship, thought they were dead, and left them drifting in space. Well, some of the Asari were not dead, and they drifted right into modern day Egypt. At that point in time, Egypt was very advanced. They had electricity, they had what they needed, what they had before they fell. At this point in time, when they gained contact, their civilization, Earth's civilization, basically between 3 to 5 years from this point, grew exponentially to be thousands of years ahead of what they would have been without this intervention. This has caused a lot of unrest between some of the galactic community, especially the Batarians, who think that they did not deserve what they got because they had to fight tooth and nail and do research and stuff on their own, whereas humans were kind of just handed all of this technology. It isn't until 100 years after that they do actually join the galactic community. At that point, the Krogan have now started to rebel. They've started to rebel against it because they aren't getting the kind of recognition they deserved from ending the Rachni War years beforehand. The human government on Earth unifies into the galactic human government. They do have embassies on the Citadel, and when asked if they would join the war effort against the Krogan, the human government said that they would not get involved due to the fact that it isn't technically their war or their responsibility to fix what was broken. And so, governmentally, they are out. However, there are still some humans who join up with mercenary groups or other things that are interracial and aren't exclusively human that have aided somewhat the Citadel in the war effort and also have aided the Krogan somewhat in the war effort. But the human government stance is that they don't want any involvement. Now we get to this point in time. This is where all of your characters are kind of called. There was a contest at this point in time as to who would go and live on the Citadel. Before this time, it was like the elite, the very wealthy. Kings and queens had apartments inside the Citadel, and they would often visit. But there were no normal people like there are with the Asari and the Solarians and the Turians and many other races. There was just no average people on the Citadel in terms of humans. All they was there are these wealthy elites, and so the human government, recognizing this, thought we should introduce the general populace to the rest of the galactic community to try to make a little less in terms of prejudices and other biases that could occur later on. If we were to ally with any other nation, you need the people to back the government up. And so they held a contest. This contest spanned throughout all of their known colonies and throughout Earth and also their military vessels. For all of you obviously, all of your players have won. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it in that way. For those who were on military spaceships, they were given the opportunity to take a shuttle and come back to Earth. Those who are on colonies were told to stay on the colony for now until...
Mr. McGee, reporting for duty.
Hello. I am explaining some stuff.
So sorry.
It's fine. For those of you who are on Earth, you will start as the ship that is kind of just gonna shuttle around the humans' control of the galaxy, goes around it to the different colonies of the people who won, and then go to the Citadel where you will all be dropped off. So we're going to start on Earth first. We're going to start in the city of Greece, of Athens. So we are in Athens at the moment. The ship will take off in a matter of hours. We're going to start with Fa Yun. Or is that how you say your name?
Ah, Yao.
Fa Yao. Okay.
And Yao is the name you actually say. Like, if
Okay.
you want to say one name.
All right. What's going through your head? This is the first time you've been in a city outside of your village.
So he's walking along. He's really stands out wearing old, uh, cl- uh, ancient Japanese clothes in modern times. And he is just super excited by everything around him, probably a bit too distracted by anything that looks interesting.
Yes. There are directions as to where to go onto the ship. Do you follow the directions and do you just head straight to the ship, or do you explore the city of Athens a bit?
He will definitely wander as things get interesting. But he'll
Oh,
try to he'll definitely he'll want to end up there before the time and not be left behind.
all right. Further down in the city, we will go to Juju. You have been on home soil for a couple of days now, and they took you directly to Athens. What has your stay been here for the temporary meantime whilst waiting for you guys to go off onto the ship?
Let me see. um, I would check I would check where the line for our ship's gonna be. Keep that in a note. Then I'm gonna go look for some food. Just walk around Athens, just looking at the sights before leaving.
Alrighty. We're going to go to Little Wish. What is your character's name again?
Hello. My character's name is Emerson McGee.
And what are you doing in Athens? You grew up on Earth. You haven't left as far as I'm aware in terms of your backstory. Um, where where did you grow up? Let's start with that.
In the cold clutches of the north. And I am currently enjoying myself away from everything. So you could probably find me flirting at some market stall with a poor innocent attendant.
Why, hello, young man. How can I help you?
Hello. I'm just looking for a bite.
Oh, well, we do have the finest crepes. What
Hey,
kind would you prefer?
what kind do you have?
All kinds, my dear. We've got
Oh, goodness.
strawberry, we've got blueberry, we've got pumpernickel.
You wouldn't happen to have cloves, would you?
Clothes?
Cloves. Clove.
Oh,
CLOVE.
cloves.
It's a small
Why,
little
yes,
herb
we
that grows in
do
the ground.
actually. And he takes out this beautifully crafted, I was about to say crepe, with a bit of foam, with a bit of somewhat whipped cream, but not like entirely. It's sweet, and there are cloves inside and mixed within the batter, and it tastes amazingly.
Tastes like childhood mischief. I appreciate it. Everson puts down the money owed and walks around in their seemingly normal attire, like just a long coat, pants, a button-up shirt that is somewhat Victorian-esque era.
Alrighty. As the day goes on, there is a loud announcement throughout the city that all of the winners from the contest please report to the ship, as they are about to take off in an hour and need you all there so that they can do system checks and leave. Do you all head there directly? Do any of you get distracted?
Yao is easily distracted, but he will try. But he will try desperately to be there soon.
Alrighty.
And knows the target, and he'll stay on target.
Okay.
As soon as I hear that when I'm eating, I'm like, oh, show. I would quickly pay for food or stuff without really realizing how much tip I'm putting down. As we start performing for the line.
Alright. As you all end up at the ship at one time or another, the staff of the ship show you to your quarters. It is a bit cramped, especially for you, Emerson, as this is kind of like, you would describe it as the size of your bathroom, because it is a very small room that just has a bed and a desk and a chair and a bit of storage, but that's about it.
Am I on a luxury ship, or am I in a survivalist mode? Or a survivalist bunker, I should say. He kind of inspects the dust on the desk and just pinches it between his fingers.
There is no dust. It is spotless. It is clean. It's just a lot smaller than you would have been thinking.
He's mostly doing it just for show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was impressed. My own room all to myself.
Yes, this room is very alien to you, as it is very, very modern, and it is very, very clean and cusp, and there is little to like the older ways that you have been living is non-existent at this point. As system checks happen, the ship takes off. It's a bit bumpy for the first hour as you're breaking through the atmosphere and stuff with a very large vessel. After that, they go on to the first colony. The first colony being Luna. Luna, your colony is very not industrial, but more focused on plant life and growing plants, but there is a lot of machinery and a lot of older machinery, as you guys are one of the farthest colonies from Earth. And as you guys don't get a lot of medicine and a lot of newer equipment often, there is a lot to be said for the people like yourself who is able to fix up a lot of the machinery when it breaks down or anything.
I am a fixer of the machinery, so I fit right in there.
What are you
I'm
doing as the colony's alert system
Shuttle
goes
bit.
off as the ship is approaching and will be landing within a couple of hours?
I'd probably be working on my arm while the I'm assuming like my parents are like next door or something, yelling at me to come get dinner. I
What was
don't
up?
live with them. They just like me to come get dinner with them.
Okay. Okay. This,
I'm
as
all
you and
excited
your
about
parents
the
both
arm, but
know,
I'm ignoring them as I work with the. I just ignore them a lot and work on my arm
mm-hmm,
and other tech that's like going up to my side of my head.
yes. Your parents and yourself both recognize that this is going to be your last meal here for maybe a while. What kind of emotions are going through your head? Are you excited to leave the colony, or are you a little hesitant?
Oh, very excited! I get to check out a whole bunch of new tech.
Alrighty. As the time
Maybe
ticks
upgrade all
closer
my
and
stuff.
closer, the ship arrives and touches down. The captain of the ship does inform all of you and the other passengers who are on board that you are able to leave the ship, but do not leave the colony. Um, and to just be back by the time that the ship leaves. At this point, for all of you, it has been a couple of weeks on this vessel. You've all been in this vessel for a couple weeks. Some of you staying in your room, probably. Others, maybe exploring the ship a little bit, and maybe going to the mess hall every now and again. Do any of you leave the ship?
Yeah, I'll definitely leave.
Alrighty. As you leave the ship, you do see exactly what I said before. As you kind of look about, you do see that the colonist itself is under greenery. But when looking beyond that, you see a lot of desert and a lot of barren land all around the colony.
Okay, he's gonna definitely be wandering, looking for anything that's interesting, which is most things.
Yes, you do find a lot of interesting things. It's almost overwhelming. Even though this technology is maybe a good 10 years behind like the rest of the galaxy, it's still brand new to you, and at this point you can somewhat recognize what these machines are because they are very similar to the very primitive stuff you've used.
I mean, it might be old, but it works, and we get it. We get it done. You know,
Exactly.
we got our machine.
um Emerson, Juju, do you guys leave the ship or do you stay on board?
Stay on board and investigate the ship. See what's on it.
Okay.
I'll get off just to stretch off my legs.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh boy,
It's
ship
the
life
same
it
thing.
is all the time.
You're a little gawked as to how far back they are. You've seen a couple colonies in your time being aboard military ships with your parents on them, and you guys have gone to colonies from time to time. But this colony is probably the least advanced that you've ever seen one of the human colonies.
Do I know what planet I'm on? Or what colony I'm on?
Do not. You don't recognize the colony.
Oh boy. Yeah, I'll just walk around looking.
I assume they announced it like a train, though, right? We have arrived
Uh,
at.
it is Zagreus colony on Edmos, in the Antaeus solar system, or something like that, in Hades
Gamma.
Gamma,
Or
in the
pretty-
Milky Way.
No, that's far. Okay.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
very far from the local cluster. It is the farthest successful human colony that has been introduced to the galaxy at this point. Even though it's been around for a while, there's still a disconnect in terms of how long it takes them to get supplies and stuff. So they have to grow or their own medicinal stuff, or they have to create their own solutions to their problems.
Okay.
Are you both kind of hanging around the ship a little bit more?
Which ones?
Sorry, both Juju and Yao.
Yao's gonna go as far as he can, which won't be very far because he gets so distracted. So probably.
Okay, so you guys probably would have both seen each other at this point for maybe the first time. You guys may have seen each other briefly, like in the mess hall or something, but you guys wouldn't have like fully interacted before.
Do you guys have access to the picture I sent? I don't think so.
I don't think they do. I showed it on stream, but
I'll go ahead and put it on the general chat in Discord.
okay. For the two of you who are standing there, kind of just gawking at everything around, Luna, at this point, you would have approached it as it is soon to launch. You are the only colonist who is leaving this colony.
Could you repeat that one?
You you are the only colonist who is leaving currently.
Yes.
As far as you know, you're
So
the only one
because
in the
it's,
colony who applied.
Well, I mean, it's not a very big area, so I'm assuming that the little neighborhood around where I live is gonna probably try and do like a going away thing for me.
Yes, they do. They don't get much too close to the ship. They mostly wave to you as they're doing work, because there's still work
My
to
way
be
out.
done and they're still doing stuff. Alright. As you approach, you see the two of them kind of just at the entrance of the ship.
Oh boy. What's your name, person?
You can call me Luna.
What was that again?
Luna Volcanis.
Nice to meet you, man. And I'll also
Uh,
turn around to I'll turn around to the traditional Asian looking person and be like, "Oh, what's up? What's your name? I haven't talked to you yet."
Oh, hello there. I'm Yao. Ba Yao.
Hi, nice to meet you, Faya. You guys from first time spacing?
He bows.
I have never left the colony before, but I'm really ready to.
Yeah, spacer life is interesting. Do like
Been
being
in
on
space.
land a lot more recently.
All the stuff here is so new.
There's so much space stuff. Check on the. Am I near the ship, by the way?
Yes.
Like, okay. Uh, check out the specs on that thing. I just want to look at the ship and see what I can
You
see from it.
hear, as you kind of like approach the ship and start to like touch the ship and try to like see if you could pry open a panel or something. You hear,
Yeah, basically.
you hear a lieutenant from the ship shout at you saying, "Don't touch the ship."
But shiny.
Don't touch
Amazing, right?
the ship.
When when it goes away, it's got nighttime everywhere on every window.
I'm probably gonna still try later. I'm gonna not touch it when he's looking, but like as soon as he looks away, I'm just gonna go and like try and get closer and touch it. Because shiny new tech.
He is kind of like at the entrance, so there's
Ah,
no way
well
you
then.
can like
It
avoid
seems like his
him.
job is to watch that spot and make sure you don't touch it.
Yeah, he's
I'll
now
just tap
watching
him on the
you
shoulder.
He's
intently.
there specifically for me to not touch it.
Well, now
I'll
he's
tap
watching
Luna over the
specifically
shoulder.
It's
for you.
actually his job. It's description.
We'll just tap
Oh.
Luna and be like, just check the inside of the ship, man. It'll be a lot easier for you.
I'll wait when we get in. You guys excited for the Citadel?
All right. As
It's
you
been a
all
while since I've been there.
board the ship, the thing closes. You guys take off, and another week later goes by, and we go to a colony. Throughout the time, you guys have been stopping in different colonies, going closer and closer to the Citadel, picking up more and more people. And now, after 7 days, Marcus.
Yeah.
It is the day which the ship is going to arrive at your colony. What are you doing?
I am sitting like in a bar, just like scrolling through jobs I can take, and then I remember, oh, I have to be somewhere, and then I like close it out, finish my drink, pay for it, and like just kind
Like a
of
small bar fight, and then
no. I'm just kind of like tired. 'Cause I like the previous
not
job
even
I
a
was
bar
on here
fight.
took way too long, and I'm like, I need to leave. So I'm just kind of, like, I understand, like, I kind of stand out as I'm like not huge, but I'm like 6'5", like carrying around a bunch of weapons all the time,
Mm-hmm.
and, like in armor, just walking around like on the city streets.
Yes.
So you're just like, I probably need to go.
how much do you weigh?
Yeah. So as you're getting
Enough.
to go towards the space dock, the ship does land in that time, and by the time you get there, the ship is there. There are a couple of people with you who are also leaving this colony. There are some random people you don't know very well. One is like a farmer, and the other one is the son of like a shop owner. And as the door opens, he goes, "Well, this'll be easy. Welcome aboard." As you three are the only people who are leaving this colony. As you start to go in, the lieutenant looks at you and says, "Please do not take any of your weapons out of your room."
Yeah, no.
I
I've been in
presume I've
public
been
transport
carrying my
before.
sword around everywhere, right?
Great.
Wait, did they have no issue
Well,
with
they
my
just don't
arm?
consider
with
that
me?
a real weapon.
They don't know what to make with your arm, Luna.
Not really.
So
Everyone does.
they'd rather not mention it.
There.
Because
they
they just
assume that she's been through some shit.
they just
We
don't
probably
know
shouldn't bring it up.
how to bring it up, because when someone loses an arm with today's medical things, you can just grow it back pretty much instantly. So like they just don't know how to like approach it.
It's like the world's weirdest piercing.
Exactly.
I could just be like, "You asshole! I lost that in a fucking da 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 da." And
I
then
just
be
don't
like,
bring
"Oh,
it
but
up.
we couldn't pay to fucking did it." Make them feel like shit for questioning my arm. And
Yao, the first time he meets you, he's gonna ask if it hurts.
You guys are
oh yes, oh yes.
the two of you
Oh wait, do we all know what each other looks like?
I'm about to send in a picture right now because I'm currently outlining my drawing, which I forgot to do last night.
Okay. Well, should we just go ahead and describe
It's
for now?
fine.
Because
I was gonna have you describe yourselves in a minute
Okay, we'll do it
Okay.
then.
okay.
because
Yeah, that works.
it'll be good to do then. So, you all get to the Citadel. They escort you through customs, weapons checks, armor checks, whole 9 yards. They don't really go over any rules with you because they're directing you to where they're going to give you all the rules and the lay of the land. So, you are all sitting down now inside of a sort of like, almost like a classroom type thing. Think of like a university classroom, like with the benches that would be like
Or like
the
a seminar.
tables, like the long tables and chairs and stuff, people seated around. And the CSEC officer is at the front of the room. He is a Turian. And he goes over the basic rules with you all. Don't hack things. Don't tear things apart on the Citadel. Respect the keepers. Their job is to literally maintain the Citadel and its operations so that things run smoothly in the background. Some
I'm gonna
notable
make a mental
rules
note.
is
He
that
said, "Don't hack things on the Citadel." He
is that
didn't say
no
anything
large
about off the
weapons
Citadel.
are allowed outside of the weapon lockers, which are stored in each, which there are weapon lockers within each apartment complex. No murder, no preaching of any religion without a permit.
There's no clerics in this party.
And that is pretty much it. Other rules are kind of common sense. There
No.
are other things as the human ambassador then comes up and explains to you all that you are all here for a purpose, to mingle
One
with
moment.
the other races, get nice, be nice, and all that jazz.
What counts as
The
preaching?
human government is paying for all of you to have an apartment of your own. It's like a studio apartment, basically, with a bathroom and a small kitchen. They're paying for it for a month. After that month, you are to pay rent, utilities, and stuff on your own.
Is it
But
gonna
they're
be like
giving
the
you a
same
little
rent
bit of
I
a
had
boost.
before, or is it like a lot more expensive?
I'm sorry?
The rent and stuff, would it be a lot more expensive than I'm used to, or around the same?
Much more expensive than you're used to. But as well as the fact that your colony
paid a lot
wouldn't
more?
have been able to pay like the rates that you can get paid at the Citadel.
I can just ship.
Okay. Okay.
So they go over all that. He goes over that rent is 200 credits per month. and that utilities will normally, if you're a normal human being, will run you about 100 credits, which is 300 total for the apartment and utilities.
Well, I'm not a normal human.
After that, he goes over that the room is booked for the day, so you all can, well, for the next couple hours, so you guys can mingle with each other, get to know each other, and like not. Out of this entire crowd, the four of you, right? Four, three, four, five of you.
It's five.
Sorry,
Five.
the five of you stand out the most among everyone else. Whereas everyone else is wearing like common clothes, you're all not wearing just average common clothes. And so, whilst the speaker is done, other people start to group up with people who they somewhat know, or newer people that they're more comfortable with, but no one really approaches any of you guys because you guys are just so different and out there.
Okay, even when I put on my most dashing smile.
I'll look around, just at, point at to Luna and Yao, and be like, "Hey, guess we're gonna be grouping." What do you? Then I'll also point out to I think Marcus and Emerson who are left out and be like, "You guys want to join us?"
The Marcus like looks up because he's like already looking for jobs. He's like, huh? Yeah, sure, I guess. And it goes back to what he was doing.
All right.
So,
So, what do y'all want to do in the Citadel?
Everything. I'm not sure what
What
that is
happened?
though.
Wait, what was that again? You cut
Guys-
out for me.
Want to hack some shit?
Everything. I'm not sure what.
You guys want to hack something?
Not
I mean, you could
particularly.
try. You'll probably get in trouble, man.
there is in this
I'm
room.
Gonna see if there's any bounty hunts up.
Same.
In this room,
Yeah, I'll chill around.
Luna, there is a projector, and there is also a door which you could, which you would be able to hack within this room if you tried.
Fantastic. I want to try
Yeah,
and,
100% thinks hacking means like hacking and slashing.
So,
I want to turn the projector into a speaker.
I'll cover him.
the
This is just
projectors
something I can do.
on the ceiling, and the ceiling, and it's kind of like integrated into the ceiling, so you can't like turn it into something else.
Cool.
I need you to repeat that. None of that came through.
His internet's going crazy.
His internet's
Yeah.
going crazy, yes. My internet's keeping up, actually.
Try DC and coming back in real quick.
Yeah.
So what does everyone look like? We got the 6'5" guy carrying a bunch of weapons if he's still allowed to, and I guess in army clothes.
I'm just wearing like mostly just regular armor.
Is the door locked or anything?
The
Is there
door's not locked, but you can still hack
reason
into
I would-
it.
Okay, so I can't remember where my
So,
and start playing random music. No, it's gonna play Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, specifically.
no, don't play any music.
No, I'm not saying me. I'm saying I'll make the door play whatever, like a childhood nursery rhyme.
Okay,
Essentially the equivalent of
For
Twinkle
that.
Twinkle Little Star.
you're gonna need to do a challenge rating of 5.
Really?
Yes.
I
I'm
mean,
gonna
that's just my
actually need you to
tinker,
roll.
You can use your.
Yes, you can use your skills to bring it down, but I'm gonna actually need you to roll twice. So you're gonna roll me the difficulty 5, but you're also gonna roll me a difficulty 10.
Jeez. Okay. Wait, let me just double check my tinker ability. So I have tinker so I can turn one of those into a one lower, and then I also have
Press the chat
Machine
icon so that I can see
enter.
what skills you're trying to do. Because I have to yay or nay what skills you're using.
Oh, okay. That one, that one. I don't.
So you can't use Tinker because that doesn't involve hacking as well at all. You can use a machine interface. So that'll bring it down to a level 4.
Hello.
Yeah, I know. It got
I'm not
quiet.
here.
Luna,
Die.
what are you doing?
Dude.
All right. Well,
Can I help him?
whilst he cut out for a moment, what are all of you trying to do? I know Marcus
Guess I'll just
and Emerson are looking for jobs. Are you both looking for jobs with each other? Do you guys notice each other looking for jobs?
Probably. I guess we're like the only two not attempting to break into a door.
Yellow just wants conversation. He's trying to talk to you people. Keep looking at screens. I have no idea what they are.
Yeah.
Don't you have an Omni tool?
Me? Retool?
Oh, there he goes.
I would point out to you. I was like, I thought you get one of these when we travel.
What does it
And
do?
So it works as. I'll try to explain it in detail, but not really understanding what I'm talking about.
I'll explain it then.
So it's like,
So the Omni tool can
it's-
basically do everything and anything. It's a communication device. It has a flashlight mode. You can send messages. You can do a whole bunch of useless stuff with it. It is very useful to have, and basically every single person has one, except for anyone within your tribe.
Did they give me one that I couldn't use?
No. You just don't have one.
No, I forgot. Do I have one?
Everyone
You
has
probably
one,
do.
except for
This
her.
is like
yeah.
me not having a cell phone in 2020.
Yeah.
Okay,
He's
great.
basically
Not
Amish.
even not having a smartphone, not having a cell phone at all.
Yeah, he's basically an Amish person. Compared to the rest of you. No offense on any
Okay.
Amish people. But the best comparison.
As
Sin
I'm
takes out
explaining.
his Omni device. Yes, I have one. Then he puts it back in his pocket.
So it's not a thing that you take out and take on. It's just always
Like
on
a
your
holographic
wrist,
thing.
and you're able to basically turn it on or turn it off. It's
Yeah, I'm just like,
basically.
I'll go over like the basic functions and how to use one, and I'm like, as I'm going through with my wrist Omni tool, and I'd be like, all right, mine is this cool one. Mine's a secret one I bought. You know, you're not supposed to have these around. Here's what, and I'll show them like some stuff I could do with like black market stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see some listings that you wouldn't normally see. So I'm like, this is how we're gonna look for jobs, blah blah blah, to find out.
Any bounty jobs?
Um,
High paying bounty jobs?
I doubt it.
Well, those sound like fun. Mind if I tag
So-
along?
If that went through, it did. So that's basically what your Omni tools all look like. That image that I just posted in the general chat.
He's back.
Hello.
I have returned.
You have returned. So you're down to a difficulty 4
back.
and a difficulty 9.
Fantastic.
So roll for the difficulty 4.
I don't know if that went through for you, mate.
What is it? /R1d20?
No. On your character sheet, there will be a dice. There will be a dice on your character sheet. I will bring up your character for an example for everyone watching. On your character sheet, there will be a dice. Because this is going to be an intelligence, next, just hit intelligence. It'll pop up a thing saying difficulty level. You select 4, submit. It'll ask you if you're going to spend any effort for this roll. Are you going to spend any level of effort? Do you have effort in intelligence? Or no. Do you want to spend your effort for this? Repeat that again.
Wait, what just happened?
I cannot see your screen, so I do not know.
Let me see. It said you succeeded.
Cool. The first one was a difficulty 4, right?
Yes.
And
Okay.
the second one is a difficulty...
Difficulty 9.
9.
Okay. So, the door does go off. You don't notice anything odd otherwise. But the door does go off and it starts to buzz in the tune of what's the song that you said?
Basically, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star or whatever. One of those.
It basically buzzes with that in tune to the song.
Beautiful.
The security guy is like, huh? And checks and goes and fixes it. At this point in time, a CSEC officer approaches you, Emerson, and says, your shuttle is inside one of the parking bays. The human government is paying for this first month, but afterwards you will be charged an additional 50 credits for as long as it's on inside of the parking garage.
Great news. Emerson is very excited to have their mechanical child with them. And just needs to get a job so that way they can continuously pay for parking for rent.
Mm-hmm.
Not used to working that much, but like he knows how to work. Like, well, he doesn't want to work normal jobs. He likes his
So,
job.
So how
The
much are credits
Citadel-
worth compared to dollars?
The Citadel doesn't have many jobs for bounty hunters. You find, surprisingly, almost like one or two, but these jobs look so risky that you would never take them in a million years because of how risky
But
they look. Like, even for you, Marcus, they look beyond your level of capability.
fair enough. Are there any like courier jobs, like just moving stuff?
So one thing that they did pass out that I didn't mention is they do show you, they do give you well, they sent you a message. They gave Yao a tablet which had all the information on it. That was basically all of the jobs who are willing to hire at the moment. And you see you can see like coffee shops, clothing stores, armor stores. You can see some weapon shops.
I usually work like security or like running stuff.
There
So I don't know if I
is
wanna work
one
for
security
the
job. There is a front door position, which basically you stand at the front door armed and basically just to protect the building at the entrance. And this is
I'll take
for
that.
a bank.
Yeah, I'll take that then.
Alrighty. Just write that down. Alright. You put in your application and you don't hear anything back for the meanwhile. Does anyone else apply for any type of job?
Apply for a coffee shop job.
A coffee shop? Okay. You also apply. However, you hear back almost immediately saying, "Wonderful, we're short-staffed. When can you start?"
I will see you all around. I'm going to go to work. Holler if you need anything. And
As
that's limited.
before you actually leave, a new CSEC officer comes in and says, "Alright, before any of you leave, I'm gonna call out your name, and I'm going to give you your security key to enter in your apartment." And he goes by the list one by one. You are all within the same kind of cul-de-sac of apartments down the same hallway. Coincidentally. Yao, they give you the tablet to keep because you don't have an Omni tool. And so there's no way that you'll be able to enter your apartment without the tablet.
Tablets are probably like $2 in this world.
They
Oh,
are.
well.
They are also like pretty much made of glass. If
Guys, when
I
you poke
can
it moves.
show up.
Yeah, man.
If I can show, they basically look like this. And I'm just gonna copy the image and paste it into the chat. And there we go. They basically just look like that. They have some buttons on them. You can read the font of it, and there's no like touch screen to it, but there's like interface buttons to go down and up and that kind of stuff. They do tell you that it would be recommended for you to get an Omni tool as soon as you can, because it will make life much easier, and there are very few places that still accept the tablet in terms of payment.
He's not quite sure what that means, but he is excited.
Basically what he's telling you is that some places, when you're gonna go for pay and you're gonna pull out the tablet to pay them, they're not gonna accept it.
Yeah.
Kind of insinuating that even though these tablets are great and useful for like reading over information and stuff, it's very easy for someone with the capabilities to falsely pay for something and then never actually pay for anything.
Okay.
After that, Emerson, you leave. Does anyone else apply for any other sort of job?
Yeah, I was definitely going to be asking what everyone else is doing.
Going to my apartment.
What other jobs were listed?
So, what kind of job are you looking for? Is a better question.
I was either gonna go for either doing courier stuff or
So there is
yeah, basically I'm just looking for courier.
There is a deliveries type job. They say that they're only looking at for one person, so it is so it is pretty limited in terms of if you'll get it. There are a lot of other jobs that are mostly like retail positions, but other than that, you could get a job in the shipping yard, but that wouldn't be like delivering packages. That would be like taking cargo out of like ships and stuff like that.
Let me see here. What other retail things are there going on?
Well, I covered the most of them. There are also some like grocery stores and other things to get like food and stuff.
Okay. I'll probably go for the shipping container thing. Or the shipping dock
For the
thing.
shipping yard?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I'll point it out to you. I was like, yeah, I feel like doing this. And it's like, I feel like doing the shipping yard thing or the shipping docks work.
So Luna is having trouble with whatchamacallit? Voice.
Discord?
Internet.
So, yes. So there is for Luna, there is a mechanics position that you can take. This position would be a good fit for you as you do mechanic stuff. Can't think of if there's any other. You could go also with the shipping yard. They could probably use like a mechanic or two more. But the mechanic's job would be different. The mechanic's job would be more I'm trying to think for a moment. It would be more of repairing like shuttles or ships or different things. You could get like military vessels that you have to like repair or other types of stuff like that.
I'll do the mechanic stuff job.
Alrighty.
A while to get the
So yeah, I was considering the shipyard, but I guess he'll try to search through things and see if he can find something that either uses blades or survival knowledge or the actual historical knowledge he has.
So in terms of historical knowledge, there is a research I won't say station. There is a research thing going on that was included that is basically like, we want to know more about your culture. We'll pay you for like information and stuff like that. But it's not like categorized as like a job. It's more of like a side thing because it's not going to be like completely like self-sustaining.
He'll save that or whatever.
What about at a library?
I'm sorry?
Could work at a library.
So
I
there
assume
is
a library might take
library.
some technology prowess.
there is a library hand. It's not called library hand, it's more of a records hand. For basically what you would have to do, it basically describes that you're just going to be categorizing different historical events and things, and you're going to be putting them within the file system where they belong.
The other thing I would imagine is learning how to be a chef.
There
I assume he's
is a
cooked
couple
before and
jobs
he's really
at
good with blades.
there is a job at a restaurant who is looking for a chef.
He might attempt that.
Alrighty. At this point, Marcus, your Omni tool lights up as you got a message back from the bank, and they give you the go ahead and say, yes,
Nice.
we'll have you come with just a pistol, and we'll go over what you need.
Okay, I guess I'll go back to my apartment, drop off my other guns, and go there.
All right. As you all do so, I'm going to say a good week happens. I'll say a good 2 weeks happen. You've just gotten paid, so I will go over what you all got. For the chef, you would have gotten 200 credits.
Should I write that down? Money. Yeah, there's a money spot.
There should be a money spot. It should be over where your inventory is.
I found it. I was just like trying to search through.
Yes. For the shipping yard, I think only one person did the shipping yard. Yes, for the shipping yard, you got 210. For the coffee shop, you got 150 plus, and I'm gonna have you make a difficulty 3 roll.
Yeah, roll for tips.
Hell yeah, dude.
Roll for tips.
How hospitable were you?
I'm just
Were
rolling
you at
a
the coffee
D10,
shop?
right?
No,
just
this
rolling
is
a
a
D10,
D20.
right?
D20.
D20, cool beef.
On your character sheet, because this is just gonna be a straight up speed roll, so you can just click on speed on your character sheet.
Okay.
And you can input all the information. It's gonna be a difficulty.
Can they use their
3.
social skills if they have any?
Yes. If you have any social skills, you can use them now.
I have no social skills,
I
just like in real life.
I do. I do have skills. I am trained in all interactions
Then that
involving
lowers it down by
lies
1.
and
So you're down to a level
Where do
3.
you get this training? Please, I need this.
So you're down to a level 3.
and then can I put in an effort point?
Yes, that will lower it down. So
Okay.
you don't. So when you're selecting the difficulty on the first screen, you just put in 3,
Mhm.
and then it'll ask
Okay.
you how many points of effort you're gonna put in, and you only have
Okay.
1 to start.
2.
So
I have one. Okay.
yeah, and ooh, what'd you get?
Edge means we put in effort for free. The first one.
You got a 6.
Oh.
All right, so you failed.
Saving my
But that doesn't mean that you get no tips. You got a total of 45 credits for your tips.
Shit. 185. Okay.
For the bank job, because this one requires a little more expertise and a little more of reading people, you actually got 300. For the mechanics.
Alright, cool.
just enough to make friends.
For the mechanics, I'm going to need you to roll me an intelligence roll. This is going to be a difficulty of 5, because a lot of the technology on these ships you've never seen before. So there's a lot of new stuff, and so I'm going to need you to do a difficulty 5.
Quick, lower it with skills.
Exactly. So remember to click the chat
I
bubble
mean, I
to give me the skills if you can't talk.
do have my my trained in it.
You're cutting in and out, by the way.
Identifying
Quick,
and
type it in.
understanding machines. Right, so I have thing, but those are just saying I'm. Wait, no, that's the wrong one. Ignore that one. The. I keep my thumbs are too big. There we go.
Is that your personality trait? Your thumbs are too big?
No, my thumbs are too big.
Pretty sure that's an
Yeah.
option.
Alright, let
Shut
me
up.
just make sure. So no, no. Yes. Yes.
I don't think the Tinker one. I don't know if that Tinker one helps.
No.
But I
So
do
you
have
got it
the,
down to a difficulty of 1.
Oh, sick.
You got it down to a difficulty 1, however, you did cost yourself 4 intellect points from your pools if you want to use those.
How long does it take to get those back?
1 rest.
Oh,
A
okay.
day.
Okay.
You have a whole bunch because you got your entire pool, so you kind of have like 10 per day.
Yeah, I'll.
You'll spend the
Yeah.
4? Okay, so
Yeah,
now
yeah,
it's
yeah,
down
I
to a
got,
difficulty of 1.
Yeah.
Would you like to spend a
I beat it.
level of effort?
No.
No?
I did no effort.
Okay, so
So
you do very well. So well that
yeah, I got it.
it is almost indistinguishable to say that you've never seen this type of work before. You got 300 as well.
Yay, I can make rent and utilities.
Yes. However, this is only 2 weeks have gone by. So the month isn't over yet.
Yeah. The rest I can spend on other shit.
Yes. Many of you have heard from different reaches that there is a shipyard, and that the two of you, Marcus and Emerson, have heard that if you can get to Omega, you'll have a lot better time finding mercenary jobs. And so do all of you kind of hear in the background that there is a lot of mercenary work available that pays really well but has a really high risk for if you want to travel out of the Citadel.
Can I like look up Omega?
An opportunity to travel? Obviously, you're gonna take that.
Emerson's definitely gonna take it because no one's gonna touch his.
So the only thing is that you would have to get your own ship.
Where are we gonna
Because
get our own ship?
there is no... The Citadel kind of has a ban on Omega due to its lawless nature, and that they don't want criminals coming in from Omega.
All stories just text to people.
Tech stuff.
Do I have everyone's contact info then?
Contact info
I'll
for
just
what?
assume yes.
I'm assuming. I can
We
contact
can talk to
them
each
if I
other
want
at
to.
any given point
Yes.
in time.
You guys can contact each other. I will say that within these 2 weeks, you guys have, like, connected somewhat. And you guys have talked
We've
to each
made
other.
a group chat.
Be
We've
like,
made a
yo,
group
this
chat.
day job shit sucks, bro. Want to go
Call
to
the tech.
Omega? Y'all want to try
I
going to
mean-
Omega?
I have a ride.
You have a ride?
Your shuttle will
I have a
never
ride.
reach Omega. Your shuttle will be lucky to go outside of the Citadel.
Wait, what would they have in Omega for me?
You got
I'll let
skills,
him know.
right?
Well,
I'm just curious.
Omega doesn't really... So, Luna, it's not really the fact that there is an opportunity for you, but the fact that you guys will have to get your own ship does kind of entice you, because then you'll be able to fiddle with your ship however you want.
Oh, yes. Customized ship.
Are you gonna name it?
We're gonna name it the...
Okay, so leading the story onwards, because I don't know what you just said. You repeat.
I didn't actually finish the sentence. I said we're gonna name it the...
Oh, okay.
I was hoping somebody else would fill in the blank.
So, one day, there is a day where you all just uniformly have the day off. And you all know that on one of the decks of the Citadel, there is a shop for selling ships.
And we can look.
Yeah, I don't see why
Let's
not.
all go, guys. Come on, take me there. I want to go see it.
Yeah,
How's the
vinyl.
mileage on these ships? Like, do they have? Can we see the ship facts? You know.
What do
I
you
just
mean
wanna
by
make
ship
sure we're getting,
facts?
like, it's the whole like when you're buying a car, you ask for like the Carfax if it's
Oh.
used. Like
Well, it depends on what
it was
ship
a
you're going to
funny-
be using.
This is true. Has the ship been in any accidents or major wars?
As you guys get down, there are many, like, new ships. As you all are looking, there are pretty steep price tags. Some of them are worth 1,000,000 credits. Just at base model without any sort of upgrades or anything added to them. As you guys go down the line, the prices do go down and down. However, nothing really within your price range. The lowest that you see is 100,000 credits. And at this point, you all kind of realize you guys won't be able to afford a brand new ship.
Looks like it looks like we can't get more than a pile of parts.
Oh my god, can we put down a down payment to pay it off like a car?
So,
Oh boy.
are you willing to ask
Oh,
someone
God.
that?
You know what?
Uh,
Knowing Emerson can definitely be as charming as they plausibly can. Ask just nicely. It's a simple question. If someone actually goes far enough to make fun of them for asking a simple question, be sure that they might stress might
So,
be held to pay.
okay, so
And guilt
you
tripping.
approach a Solarian, who is one of the salesmen. And as you approach, he goes, "Why, hello. How are we able to get you the ship you need today?"
Well, to get me the ship I need today, I would need to put down a down payment and make smaller payments through over a course of a set amount of years and a fixed interest rate. I don't like fixed interest rates, but considering how this is a new expansion of the intergalactic network, I presume that the economy will be fluctuating as usual. What do you say?
Unfortunately, we do not accept down payments. As for in the meantime, whilst you're out there doing different things, you could die, pirates can take your ship, and now we have nothing.
I put my long, luscious hair that can be made into a whip as collateral. It's worth thousands of dollars back home.
Unfortunately,
Thousands of units, I should say.
this comes from the top. And I don't know how Earth does this, but there is no down payments on any ship. You won't find a single dealer within the Citadel itself, or any other place that will accept that kind of offer.
Alright, what if we just go all buy a ship bucket ship that's like really, really, really cheap and then I take a bit to fix it up?
There are
Make it
used ships,
Space worthy.
and he points over to a door which above it says used ships.
Can Can we be sure the used ships aren't like
Yeah,
illegal?
really
Walk
want that to be,
forward.
He kind of assures you and says, all of the ships are in working order, as well as the fact that all the used ships do have crews of their own, who are able to operate it efficiently.
Alright.
As you go in,
Look
you guys, it's a lot less nice of a showroom. You realize now why this door was shut, and it's because this part of the showroom is a little less kept. There is one ship, however, that piques your interest. As you all kind of go downwards, there is a ship that piques your interest. Special deal for 1,200 credits.
what does this ship look like?
So, if you go to the Your Ship
It is a
tab
bucket.
and scroll all the way up, it looks exactly like that.
Or
I already have it chosen.
I got 300. Somebody else got.
You mean your ship tab?
Yeah, I don't see that either.
It's all the way down on
I
the
just have
bottom.
the characters. I
Okay.
just have characters.
It's on Discord.
It's on
Oh.
Discord. All the way down at the bottom. I'm like, it should. You all should be able to view it. I took off the privacy thing for it.
Oh yeah, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you scroll all the way up there, in that, you'll see the ship itself. That is what it looks like. It is currently docked in one of the space docks, as all of them are, because all of these ships are giant. A different salesman comes up, a Asari this time, and she says, "Lovely ship, isn't it? There is a slight catch with this ship, though.
Oh god.
Just a single job that needs to be done."
What is it?
Where?
Now let me just switch you guys over
Not
really
what,
quickly.
where.
So, if you look at the new map that is now on Roll20, she kind of puts up like a projection of the solar system, and she points out it is within the Crescent Nebula. All you'll have to do is deliver a package, a species. You just have to
Like animal
drop it off
species?
at the colony, where the research station is, and they'll take care of the rest. The crew is already informed, and for this mission, you will be allowed to have this great price.
How much was it again?
1,200 credits.
How many do we have right now?
You all have a combined total of 1,205 credits.
I can't actually remember.
I combined all of
Who's-
yours because I wrote all of
Who's
yours down.
Who's the talkie person? I point to the blonde-haired man. I'm like, you. Get in here. I don't know. Ugh.
What are you
Try
doing?
and lower that price.
Yeah. So I can get the talkie person here, the blonde-haired man.
Wait, did you already switch maps? Because I'm still on the original.
Yeah, same.
Oops. I always mess up with Roll20, in switching you all. Because
Okay.
I forget that the ribbon switches you, and not me moving it.
Okay. So.
But yes,
where
the
are we going?
Crescent Nebula, which is right here. I'll put another pulse out.
Okay. Okay. What exactly are we delivering?
A live specimen. If you'll come aboard with me, and she takes you all on board and down into the which deck did I call it? She takes you down to the engine room. Or not the engine room, sorry, the hangar bay. The hangar bay is equipped with a planetary explorer. The planetary explorer is quite old, but it still works, as she explains. And you all see, strapped down to the bay itself, is a large crate with air holes.
I assume this thing isn't sentient.
Oh,
Or at least
no.
not.
Of course not. But I would also not stay down here whilst the delivery hasn't been done. And she kind of takes you out of the hangar bay after showing you, and it is like, there are some unique properties with this specimen, one of which we've lost a delivery man to.
What are these properties?
It is able to send out a pulse, a frequency, if you will, that will melt one's brain.
What? What?
The hangar bay is equipped with soundproofing that will stop the frequency from going through the rest of the ship. So you are safe as long as you aren't in the hangar bay.
What if we need to get to the hangar bay?
You'll only need to get to the hangar bay when you arrive.
I still feel like that's pretty, dangerous.
Oh, it is.
I'm all for delivery. Can we go down a little bit then? Seeing as this thing could just kill us outright.
Go down where? Where do you mean go down?
Priceless. Like priceless.
Oh. She goes, oh, no. This is the lowest that I can go, this 1,200. I could sell you the ship at full price, which is $200,000 credits.
Alright.
Okay, so we're transporting something real expensive. Okay.
Yes. It is invaluable to the research at the
Do
colony.
I recognize what this creature looks like when she showed it off real quick?
She does. It's in a wooden box, so you can't actually see what it looks like.
Okay. I won't look into it then. It's like, well, I'm ready. Well, I'm down for this job. Getting a cheap ship.
Amazing. Do you have the
You guys-
credits available?
We should have 5 credits left after all this shit.
Yeah.
As long
You
as you
have-
accept mine.
Guess
What
we're
were
all
you about to
chipping
say,
in.
Emmerich?
We do have 1 month free, and we have another month to collect our losses, in which we will have 2 paychecks coming our way before our first rent is due. Think of it like that. And we have to do this one job.
I've heard that way too many
Great.
times.
And we get to go see the nebula. Nice.
First it's, come on man, it's just one job, then you're in a jungle dealing with monkeys. guess let's get it. Let's do it. Sure.
She gets the credits, and then she transfers over the ownership, and she transfers over the ownership to who'd be the one who would be the most level-headed to get the ownership. Who wants the ownership of the ship? I'm gonna say Marcus. She sends the ownership.
Sure.
It's basically just a document that you need to keep saying like we own the ship, and that's it. Just like we bought the ship, we own it, we're good. Nothing
we did not
illegal
buy it
happening.
from anyone shady, and we have nothing on board.
Yeah, it's good mentality, yo. Exactly.
She goes, "Thank you for the purchase," and she says you can explore the ship if you want. On the top floor of the ship will be all of your quarters. Actually, surprisingly, there are 5 quarters. There are 5 rooms within the quarters on the first floor. That'll be useful. On the second floor, there's the brig as well as the navigation table, as well as some escape pods. And then the third floor, which we have now, is the crew quarters, the engine room, more escape pods, and also a mess hall.
And where's the thing we're harboring?
It's in the hangar bay, which is also on this floor, but it is
Okay.
like far back. So the hangar bay.
Can I ask what's it called?
I'm sorry.
What's the thing called we're transporting?
She doesn't give you that name.
All we
Oh,
know is we're doing
cargo.
something maybe illegal, maybe not. We don't care. We're getting a ship.
Yes. So if you look at the 2 flaps going upwards, going upwards on the ship, the hangar bay is between those 2. And then the engine room kind of goes around it into the 2, like, connected to the 2 thrusters, and goes a little bit inwards on both sides. So,
Is there a place where I can attach my cruiser, like at the bottom?
So, your shuttle would actually fit within the hangar bay. However, it does not at the moment because of the box.
You can come back for it.
Either keep possible dog or my crew or my shuttle.
We
You
have
can
to
come
come
back.
to get the ship. It's not like anything's gonna happen to it on the Citadel.
Also, you got free rent for a month, right?
Do we have to
Yes,
pay?
that's
So
true.
wait, do we have to pay the next month or immediately?
Yes. So it's the first of every month.
Okay.
However,
So we need to make money on the way there.
However, the U.S., not U.S., the human government is partial, because you guys came through at, like, the end of the month, so technically you guys are kind of getting, like, 2 months
Okay.
in a kind of weird way. But traveling to the Crescent Nebula and back, you will get back the day before the period ends.
Oh. And we
And
don't
that
even make
means
any money.
We'll get back and we'll have a month.
Takes a month to travel.
How are we gonna make money?
I guess we gotta take jobs on the way over there.
Is there anybody
So
you
we'll have
can be
to pay on
transported?
the way back, or we'll have to start the period where we'll pay at the end on the way when we get back.
Can I put up like an ad of like if anyone needs to be transported to like anywhere on the way?
Yes, you can. You can definitely put up an ad
Oh my gosh,
on a
guys,
public
we're
job
gonna-
board. Yes, you can.
Yeah,
So
Do that.
the pathway which you're going is the Eagle Nebula and then the Crescent Nebula. And so you do get a few pings from 2 people who are willing to pay you each 700 credits to transfer from the Citadel over to the Eagle Nebula.
Okay. And
Easy.
it's a place that's on our way, so it won't
Yeah,
like, be
it's one-
too out of it.
Yeah, one
Nice.
stop away.
Yeah, we can do that.
Oh, we're going
Yeah.
to Crescent, so like we literally have to stop there, right? That's how that works.
We're jumping from whatchamacallits. Man, my Mass Effect knowledge is going out the window right now. Being
Mine
exposed for a
isn't.
fake fan.
I don't have that. That's why I picked a character with no knowledge.
Forgot what the jump things are called. The thing that launches us from system to system.
Oh, the relays?
The relays? Yeah,
Yeah.
the Mass Effect relays.
The Mass Effect relays.
Stupid.
That is what the red lines are. Those are the pathways for the Mass Effect relays.
Also, are we going off Mass Effect 1 ammo or 2?
So, I
It's like-
forgot to mention this to all of y'all. But the ammo situation. So, for some of the weaponry, like I've listed in the weapons rules, you have to reload every time. For ammo that doesn't say it explicitly, after 5 full rounds, you then have to reload.
Okay, it's different.
So it's kind of like Mass Effect 1, but no.
No, not really. Mass
No.
Effect 1, you didn't have to reload at all, did you?
No, because it was done by
no,
a heat
you
system.
overheated.
Which, after you leveled up your character with the heat system, you really never ran out. You would just
And my sword's
spread.
special abilities are like once per day.
No. Special abilities, whilst they do cost,
Like the armor piercing and warp and cryo and
oh, for yours, yes. They are once per time you rest.
cool.
For you. Because your sword is a little homebrew thing. But yes.
I was just checking, so yeah.
Yeah,
Once per
it's
long
every
rest.
time you rest. Yours.
We
is
can,
different.
like,
Is there such a thing as a short rest in this game?
No, it's just rest.
Okay.
yeah, we could just go, right? If we don't have any
Yes.
thing to take care of.
So she hands you off. She says, "Alright, I will message the crew. They will come on board. After that, they'll take it to a public dock."
All right.
Sounds good.
Cool, I took my money out.
Oh, yeah. Change that.
Yeah, change your money, please.
We can let the
Alright.
one with the baby have keep some money.
They get the 5 credits. Or was it Emerson?
Like,
Five
keep the 5
credits.
credit.
Yeah.
Sure, why not?
You have
Why-
the
why-
you have a little
why-
one you're looking after.
Connections.
I have a little one I'm looking after? What?
That's how I understand it. Gotta get a parking spot for your little baby.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
We got the ship, right?
Yeah.
I'm just
I was thinking child, and I think that's the same thing that she was thinking of.
It's like I was
forgot
big
that I
confused.
referred my shuttle as my pride and joy. My
And doesn't the ship already
Definitely
come
just
with
imagining
another
that
shuttle?
It is like a baby.
No, the ship
No,
comes
the
with a
ship is
planetary
currently being-
explorer. It does not
Oh, yeah,
come
yeah.
with a shuttle.
But the guy that doesn't automatically think of technology in almost any situation just imagines it's a baby.
your fetus.
So as
It's
the
a
crew
child.
comes up, you have a
If
you have
I hear little one, I'm immediate. assuming you have a tiny robot somewhere and you're hiding it from me. Show me the tiny robot.
So, when the crew
I
comes
want a tiny
have-
robot.
on, when the crew comes on, you have an engineer who keeps track of the drives as well as the fuel source and stuff. You have a pilot, and you also have a crew captain. There are other crew members that do other things, but those are the most notable. There is a woman who does come on board who is dressed in medical garb. She explains to all of you that she is the that she will be the medic on board of the ship, and she is fully licensed and registered for any type of mission. The most of the crew are Solarians. The doctor is a Asari, and the pilot is human.
It's Joker.
You.
Maybe his name is Joker. Maybe it isn't.
Joker. He's back from Mass Effect 4.
This
I was
technically
thinking
happens
from
before
Batman.
the Mass Effect timeline even begins. So, technically
Mass
not
Effect 4.
technically. Technically, he wouldn't have even been born yet.
That's true.
Unless
We're-
complicated backstory that you never find out about.
Yes, when he
I suppose.
becomes a robot after 3, which happens thousands of years after these events happen. Yes. Anyways, I'm gonna call him Joker now, just because of you. Joker takes it out of the private dock for the showroom and brings it to the normal dock.
We
And then
get
what?
we get to explore the ship,
You gotta type it. I
Right.
can't hear a word you're saying.
right?
You get to explore the ship, right? Question mark? Is that what it is?
I already told you what was on the ship, though, so I'm confused. Also, I'm confused
you
how
want
you
to
can
edit
be
the ship?
muted and talking, but
That's what I'm saying. I thought it was just me.
yeah, I'm seeing him
I
muted,
was
and I'm like, what?
I'm still here.
What the hell's happening? Anyways, you guys get up to the dock, and a dock master approaches and goes, "Alrighty, you guys have the option of paying $5 per month for a pass, which you would be able to dock anytime you want, or 100 credits to dock now."
I want to look at the 5 credits
Seems way better.
in the hands.
What?
The 5 credits in their pocket.
You gotta let
and
go.
Just,
You transfer
Here
over the
you
5
go,
credits.
sir.
He gets it, and he's like, "All right." And then he takes out a card, looks at it, types on his pad, and he's like, "All right, give this to your pilot." And Joker kind of
Awesome.
like hobbles up from behind you and goes, "Oh, thank you," and hobbles back.
Yeah, we'll sneak a look. Does he understand any of it?
He's got glass bones, paper skin.
I've essentially made your pilot Joker now just because of you.
Joker's cool.
I know. I love him too. I need to get some of his voice lines so that I can read them out when you want to conversate with him.
Just have it as a soundboard.
Yeah, but I don't have any macro keys to be able to do that. So, yeah. Anyhow, life goes on. Marcus, do you contact the people who contacted you and say, "Hey, we're at this dock.
Yeah.
Meet us at this. What time do you guys want to leave? Do you guys want to leave immediately? What kind of thing are we going for?"
Probably immediately, right? Unless we're doing something.
We
Just
just got notified work like, hey, we're kind of going on a business trip. I will see you in a little bit.
I'm giving you my 2-minute warning.
All right.
Not last minute, but if I'm gonna make rent next month, I gotta do it. So y'all understand? You all live off of tips. You understand? Great. I adore y'all. More tips for ya. Good night.
You get a little thing of like, "Oh, have fun." Your boss is like, "Are you going to come back, or are you just gonna like dip?"
Plan on coming
I mean, wait,
back.
we're coming back for sure.
but like a month. But are you going to go back to that job?
Yeah,
And
that's
is it
his
gonna be in
that's
2
his
months?
like that's his thing. Like, are you really gonna come back to the job, or are you going to like pursue
something else
being
for
a
now.
bounty hunter, mercenary type dude?
I
choose
wouldn't
both.
make any promises.
I choose both. Alrighty. Does anyone else contact their respective bosses?
Yeah, I'll be
Yeah,
like,
we'll
hey,
try.
thank you for the opportunity. I would like to put in my immediate
like,
notice.
oh my god, Mom,
Your
Dad, I bought a space boat.
immediately 1 week notice. All right. I assume everyone contacts. So I'm gonna
Yeah,
list
I
off
think
the
that's
people
how
who
it's
got
going.
fired. Except for Marcus, because he quit.
But yeah,
Juju, did you quit or did you just get fired?
Muted. He's typing.
Is he typing?
He's typing. I'm assuming the ship thing is a sign up thing. Also notify that I'm leaving. I got quit.
Alright. So he quit. Yo.
That's true. Docs is probably not like a permanent position, right?
Not really. Yo, did you quit or did you just get fired?
He tried to contact them. I am unsure if he was successful.
They just fired you.
Yeah.
Luna.
The space boat.
Luna's getting fired.
I responded to an email by typing it in and never pressing send.
Yeah, exactly.
The email's in drafts forever. It's very well crafted.
Obviously, he sent them a big old memo, so he just quit. But they want him back at some time.
Like, oh no, the best talent we've ever seen, gone, off to adventure. It's to the best
Alright,
of us.
so they did the $5 a month. Have a bunch of notes in front of me. You guys currently have no money left, but you have the potential of getting 700. So
What
the people
happens
do
when
arrive.
the crew finds out we're poor?
It is a Solarian and a Vulcan. They both go on board. Do you guys have them in the crew's quarters? Where do you put them?
That's a great question. Do we all have individual rooms, or do we have like one room?
So you all have individual rooms on the top of the ship, on the first floor of the ship.
Marcus can stay in the crew's quarters. They can just take
we
my
have
room.
the penthouse rooms because we're fancy like that.
Yeah.
Yes, these
Marco's
rooms
supposed to give
are
them.
much bigger than
Yo
than
will also
the
be
ship that you
comfortable
came on.
with, like,
I do have one
blankets on the
question though,
floor.
Marcus.
Yeah,
Do you allow the others to plot a course on the map, on the navigation map?
probably.
Okay.
Marcus is a mercenary. He's like, go here. It's like, how? It's like, well, there's like a mechanic here. Probably let them do it.
I am mechanic.
Yes.
I also have
Alright.
piloting skills, which I forgot I had, but whatever.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
I don't know if I'm any good at navigation, though.
Well, the map is really just a point and click as to the different like spots in the galaxy that you want to
So
go
it comes
to.
with if it comes with a GPS, I'm good.
Yeah, it's like
But
a
we already have a
galactic
pilot,
GPS. And the pilot
okay.
knows where to go.
Yeah.
Joker knows where to go.
No, it's still GPS, but instead of global positioning system, it's galactic positioning system.
Exactly.
Boom.
Anyways, that is going to be... think that'll be it for today.
Alright.
For our first session.
I didn't even get to use my ridiculous gun skills.
I think
Soon.
the general gist is we're not going to be spamming our skills all the time.
But I have like so much gun shit.
Soon.
I still have my sword and my Jedi-like ability to block projectiles.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna spend my free time in between sessions just having myself just unhooking random panels in the ship and just looking at it and being like, ooh, what does that do? Just learning the ship in and out.
It's mostly all wiring. Joker does yell at you a couple of times to stop failing with his cockpit.
And I say it's
if you're
don't own the
gonna
ship,
mess with my steering
you
wheel, at least don't lay underneath my legs.
They can break
I'm
at any
just gonna
time.
say, listen, you just fly the ship. It's still ours. Let me fucking shit.
God. Gross.
Yo will be doing his sword routines in the most open space possible.
I am going to pimp this ride. Do you understand?
Marcus is very meticulous on keeping his shit clean. Because he's broke. This. Alright. I'll head out though. I'll see you guys next week.
Alright. I will see you all later. And
Sorry
goodbye
about
to
the,
everyone watching this on
connection
YouTube and stuff.
issues and missing like half the stream. But yeah.
He'll be alright.
You'll be able to see it in the
And
archive
D&D.
because I'm putting everything on YouTube.
Oh, thank God. Good.
Yes.
I'll be able to see what actually happened.
Well-
While I missed half of it.
Yeah. So yes. There is something that I do want to discuss with y'all beforehand. But we'll get to that off stream. So I will see everyone later.
See ya. Have a good
Alrighty.
week.